Friday. My name is 12 Gauge. Welcome to my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. I hope you guys have had a good week. It's finally the weekend. You know, I'm going to show you what I'm dealing with at the moment. I'm driving back from Killeen, Texas, and I'm on the outskirts of San Angelo. So, if you can see what I'm dealing with here, the road is basically shut down to one lane, and we have a wide load up here. So that's what's going on right now in my world. I know many of you are probably waking up, getting your coffee, getting your exercise in, getting your medications, everything that you do on a daily basis. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Also sitting here listening to some T-Pain, Akon, just to kind of make the miles go shorter. You know what I mean? I noticed the other day when I was on live, um, those 3 hours seemed like it was nothing. I guess because I was talking most of the time. I might have to lower this here in a minute because the policia is right up ahead and I don't know what they're gonna do as far as whether they're gonna keep rolling with them or they're gonna let them go. Because we're almost to the county line. And if you don't understand what policia means, that means police. You know, yesterday I was pissed off because there was so much going on. I was overstimulated, I guess. I noticed that a rock or something hit my windshield, and there's a nice little crack on the left side of my windshield now, and it wasn't there before. Like I said, people always want to call you whenever I'm live. Always. Anyways, that was the first thing. And then I had some people at the gas station harassing me, begging for money. And I'm like, I'm on the phone, and I was thinking to myself, man, I need to get off the phone because I'm distracted right now. And that's what I did. I shut my door, got off the phone, and basically got out of there because, like we always tell you guys, what I always tell you guys is make sure you're not on your phone and distracted, because that gives people the opportunity to either hurt you or, do something to you because you're not 100%, watching what you're doing. Hey, Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. It's just you and I right now, I guess. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. I noticed that you guys did a short the other day, which was pretty cool. Shorts are pretty awesome. It gives people the opportunity to see your stuff, especially those that don't have a lot of time. It gives them the opportunity to, if you're just giving an update or something, it gives people time to get the update, and they don't have to sit through an hour-long live to get the information. It's a live highlight. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's even better. That's even better. Like I said, this is what I'm dealing with right now at the moment. They see me rolling, they hating. I'm riding dirty. Yeah, if you do that, that'd be cool. I didn't get a chance to put that on there. If you're in the chat, I mean, if you're on the sidelines, stop in and say hello. That way we know that you're here. Be sure to give us a like, share, and subscribe. Let me put this down for a minute. Like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do. The policia. You know, it's crazy. Like, I ran over one of these freaking cones. Not intentional, but the bottom part of it. And man, it was like running over a brick. It was that solid. We might have a pull-off here. I don't know exactly what the hell kind of machinery that is on that truck. Can't tell if it's like oil field or if it's like text dot. Because that's a huge ass piece of machinery regardless. And I am doing 20 miles an hour right now. Good thing I don't have anywhere to be. Good thing I don't have to go to work today. I get there when I get there. An update on my mom. I haven't really talked to anybody this morning yet. But like I say, bad news travels fast and no news is good news. So not hearing anything really, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? La la la. I wish I could play music without freaking YouTube blocking my shit. Like I played the Looking for Love song yesterday. I was just playing it off the radio. And it blocked it on the short. And hey, serious. And then I added the sound because they give you that option in the short. And it was fine with that. I was like, that's some shit. They don't want you to use your own stuff, but they want to use the artist stuff, I guess, to get revenue directly for the artist. That way, if you're using it like without something like that, it's not connected to the artist to be able to give them the revenue that you're sharing their music. It's always something, I swear. Let me bring this down a little bit. Surely they're not going to go 87 miles with this truck. Because the only reason I can't pass is because, as you can see, there's road construction on the other side. If there was a clear-cut lane, well, I can't even say that because earlier there was 2 lanes and they were still blocking both lanes. I can show you what music I'm playing though, just to see what this policia is gonna do. Y'all like Akon? I mean, this thing goes at least for half a mile. I think this is where the police is gonna like say, see you later guys, you're on your own. Because he looks like he's not going any further. Well, there he goes. That's a pretty bike though. That's a pretty bike. Oh, he's waving me on. Good deal. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Officer. See, that's a big ass piece of machinery. Whatever the hell that is. I don't know why they weren't doing that to begin with. Like, why weren't y'all in that lane to begin with? I can't really read what you said, Aquarius, but it said something like the good creators, something, something. Yeah, for some reason we don't get the views. And I know there are people up at this time. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. What I said the other night, I said my piece. I left no turn I left no stone unturned. You know, I said what I said, and I stand behind it. I think this weekend I'm just gonna go shoot my gun and go find a place to shoot and go shoot, because I've always enjoyed that. That's a good outlet. I just need to be by myself without having responsibilities, if that makes any sense. I don't know if y'all understand what that means, but sometimes you just gotta get away, man. I mean, I know I've been out of work the last 2 days or whatever, or the last 3 days. Actually 2. But that wasn't vacation. That was actually sitting in a classroom listening to an instructor discuss a program that you're going to need in order to do assessments. So that wasn't a vacation. And even after hours, that wasn't the most friendly place to be visiting. There's a policia up here. I gotta slow down. I'll buy you a drink. Constable. Yeah, YouTube has a lot to clean up for sure. And the fact that they don't really, it's like they don't want to get rid of certain things because it brings in revenue. Like if you're bringing in revenue, it's almost like, we're gonna overlook a lot. But see, I get reassessed, I guess, October 16th to see if they're gonna remonetize me. That way I get my membership back, I get all that stuff back. But I don't know if I want to go that route. I mean, it's a whole lot freer the way I have it. Well, I don't have to worry about all that crap. I mean, I still have to worry about, like music and stuff like that. But as far as copyright, if they copyright you, they're not going to strike you because you're not making any money off of it. You know what I mean? So it just, it's like, whatever. I don't know. YouTube is okay, but I didn't realize when I started that it was going to be as stringent as it is. And people talk about, oh, you make a lot of money. No, you don't. No, you don't. I mean, if you don't have 100,000, you really make any money. Maybe 50,000. I would say they'd probably make decent money. But 100,000 and more, that's where I believe that most of the money comes from. I've traveled this road throughout the decades many, many, many times. One time I traveled this road, it was snow. It was like there was snow all over the ground, and there wasn't anybody on the road. I was traveling to go meet up with a girl at 9 o'clock at night. I was going an hour away to meet up with a girl, and I tell you, the human psyche, whenever you set your mind to something, you're going to do it most often than not. That's why change doesn't occur so quickly in people, because it has to be their idea for one, and two, people get complacent with the avenues of life in which they live. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is broken. So I don't want to get on here and say that everybody's broken and everybody needs healing and medication and fixing. It's like there's some people that they get complacent in their lives. They get lazy, or they get burnt out, or something traumatic happens, and they just say, screw the world, I'm going to go do what I want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that either. As long as you're not harming anybody or breaking the law. I mean, we are free to do just about anything we want in this country of ours. I mean, that's what the beautiful thing about it is. I was in town earlier, and there was a dude walking with a Halloween mask, no shirt, jeans, walking across the street. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? That's going to be a thing before long. You're going to see people walking around in masks. You aren't going to be able to tell who they are because they're wearing a mask. So I believe that the mandate about the mask stuff, it created more problems than it helped. You know what I mean? Because before the COVID situation, people weren't wearing masks. I mean, you saw them overseas, but you didn't see all criminals wearing masks. Now I've always wondered why people haven't wore those before to commit crimes. But now they're wearing them openly. Like, I don't know if the police are going to have to stop and ID these people. Because, I mean, you can't have people concealing their identity. Because, I mean, it is a free country, but, there's just so much wrong with that. If you allow that to happen, I mean, if you allow it to happen in public, what are you going to do? Allow people to wear masks to school? Like, we're just going to become an artificial human race where nobody wants to be real. They want to be a cartoon character, or they want to emulate some kind of celebrity. I mean, like I said, it's okay as long as they're not breaking the law or trying to distort the reality if they're wanted, or they're trying to run from the law. You know what I mean? And these are just my thoughts. I mean, You don't have to agree with me. You don't have, you can disagree and all that good stuff. But, I mean, would you want to go to a convenience store and the clerk is wearing a mask? So if you have a complaint, what are you going to say? The guy in the clown mask? And then you go back the next day and he's wearing a different mask? It's like you're never going to be able to ID anybody. And I guess that's why people are doing what they're doing, is trying to stay one step ahead of the law. I hope catch on, but it looks like it doesn't take much for people not to start copying other people. I mean, look at the haircuts. I don't know if your area people do that, but you look at every kid nowadays, they all look identical with that stupid looking haircut. So it's like, if they commit a crime, you can't really ID them as easy as you could before. They're all wearing the same type clothes. They're all, wearing a mask. They're all having that Edgar haircut. And it's really difficult to ID somebody if they look like everybody else. Wonder why my camera lens is all fuzzy. Hold on a second. Okay, that's better. I noticed that yesterday. I was like, the camera lens is really fuzzy looking. Maybe it's my windshield is dirty. Yeah, you can smoke that dank, but I can't play videos. It's crazy, huh? Smoking that weed, feeling fine. Got me a 40 and a fat ass dime. A weed smoking motherfucker. Now I kick doobies. I'm the one that told that fool to go to insane and have boobies. I don't know if y'all know the name of that song, but that was pretty popular back in the day. We're no longer where the big trees roam. I was in the hill country the other day, and as you can tell, I'm back in flat West Texas. I mean, we have mountains and stuff, but I wouldn't call them mountains. They look like hills. More like hills. Look at that. I know I couldn't just walk up that in a couple of minutes. I mean, it'd take me a little bit. But I really appreciate you guys that sign in and spend time with me in these lives, because sometimes you just need to talk. Sometimes it's not about conspiracy, or it's not about taking a side. It's about merely just speaking your mind. So you know that song, Aquarius? We used to listen to that song all the damn time. Because that was my favorite part of the song. Smoking that weed, feeling fine. Got me a 40 and a fat ass dime. I know, they're not mountains, these are like hills. You need to speak your mind today? Alright. Do it. I mean, sometimes it needs to be heard from people. You know what I mean? It's like, I've always been a person that I'm going to speak on it, whether people hate on it. You know what I mean? Because if they hate on it, then I'm speaking something that triggers their inner soul. You know what I mean? It's like, you wouldn't be hating on it if it didn't trigger you in some sort of way. You know, and as a therapist, I'm very well trained in ambivalence. And I think that's part of the reason people don't watch also, is because I am a therapist, and you know, I speak in a way where you either love it or hate it. There's very few in betweens. But you know what? At least I'm real. Because this is the same person you talk to if you met me on the street. This is the same person you talk to if you called me on the phone. Not that many people make phone calls anymore, but I'm the same person everywhere I go. I don't have to change who I am. If I go on somebody else's panel, I'm still the same person. I don't change who I am just because I'm with a different crowd. You know, and that taken a long time to get to that place in life. You know, if you're secure with yourself, you don't have to change all the time to fit into what place you are. I mean, people are either going to like it or they're going to hate it. Or they're going to disapprove of it or they're going to talk shit. One or the other. I mean, and whatever. That is what it is. Part of life. You know, honestly, the stuff that people have talked about or said about my channel in the past, it hasn't been recent, but in the past, I've laughed at it mostly because I've had people call me worse face to face, you know. I've dealt with people yelling in my face, calling me every name in the book, you know, and I'm like, okay, if that's the best you got, that's the best comeback you got, I guess. You know, A for effort. E for effort. I don't know why people say A for effort, but I guess it makes sense. But I didn't realize YouTube was about popularity. I didn't know that you had to be popular in the public opinion in order for your channel to be relevant. I have a bunch of followers, but I don't know where they are. I don't know if they watch periodically or if these people just follow just to follow, you know, subscribe. Because there are some people that just subscribe to channels. They never chat. They never, you know, they might check out a video here and there, but they don't stay engaged with the channel all the time. So when people say, well, you have this many followers, how come you don't have this many people in chat? Well, like I have control over that, okay? Like I have control over that. And one more thing is I'm a male, I'm not a female, so more chatters feel comfortable going to female creators' pages. That's just a given. Unless you're a feminine male, you get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It is what it is. I really don't give a shit, honestly. I'm just talking on it to waste some time. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do for a living, you know. I talk about not only the inequalities of living life, but also the solution base behind it. Like, you know, The biggest thing you can do to be hopeful in the morning is to wake up and have you like a positive word. Because a lot of people don't wake up happy. They don't wake up joyful. There are the exception to the rule. But there are people that wake up and have to have a chemical in order to feel good. And there's, like I said, I'm speaking on generalized terms. I am not speaking about any one person. Okay, so I'm putting that disclaimer out there. There's people that, have to have a Dr. Pepper. There for a while, I was stuck on Dr. Peppers. Like I had to have a Dr. Pepper in order to get the day started. Or coffee, whatever it might be. But you know what? If your mindset isn't already in a good place and you're angry or you're frustrated or you're emotional, that chemical is not going to do much to help it. It's kind of like adding fuel to the fire. You think that it's going to change it, and it might briefly, but it'd be like adding, you're angry and you get some coffee in you, that's just going to make you a hyper angry person. That's why a lot of times I don't like to really drink coffee if I don't have to, because I don't like to come down. I don't like to crash. I'm more of a Celsius drinker. I don't do a lot of energy drinks much anymore, but Celsius is my drink. And if I get a particular breakfast, I might get a Dr. Pepper. I mean, I'm not without flaw, you know what I mean? But I try to be very mindful what goes into my body. And I can tell that my discipline is paying off. I mean, I'm losing quite a bit of weight, which I'm happy with because, the older you get, the less weight you should be carrying around because it's harder on your organs and your heart to be carrying around all that weight. And I know it's not always easy to lose weight. I know there's people with problems. I get it. But I don't really get to the gym every second of the day. Sometimes the best thing you can do is hydrate. Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of unsugary fruit drinks, eat some fruit. Eat the anti-inflammatory stuff, That'll get the bloat to go away. That'll get those kind of things to regulate your body a little bit. And it has to become a lifestyle, just like everything else. If you only do it to lose weight for the moment, just like everything else, once you lose that weight, you'll be good for a little while, but that weight will come back with a vengeance. I didn't realize I was as big a bread eater as I am until I started watching what I eat. And I eat a lot of bread, or I did before. I try not to as much because what does bread and water do? Bread has, if you add water to flour, it inflates it, right? It makes it rise. So if you're drinking a lot of water with tortillas or bread or biscuits or whatever it is, it's gonna make it rise in your stomach, and that's what makes you full. That's why people eat it. But just empty carbs, there's no beneficial value. And I've been trying to uptake my my protein intake. Yeah, bread is hard to kick. Yeah, I love pasta too. It's like I'm good if I don't go around it. Like if I have some pasta today, then I'll be fiending pasta like nobody's business. Like I'll be fiending it. Like it'll be like okay, I gotta have pasta tomorrow. I have the pasta the next day. That's how my mind is wired. It's like if I like it, I rock it till the wheels fall off, or till it starts causing problems. And unfortunately, my diet for a lot of years has caused me to be on some medication that I wish that I wasn't on. Because I get tired of taking pills every day. But it is what it is. I do love croissants. Croissants are my weakness. I eat croissants and honey or croissants and cheese. Croissants are my weakness. I love croissants. And I don't know how y'all feel about croissants, but that's my weakness. That is my weakness. Yes, it is, Syrian. Yes, it is. Like yesterday, they were talking about In-N-Out Burger before lunch, and I got fixated on that. And what did I do? I went and had an In-N-Out Burger for lunch. And I wasn't paying attention what I ordered. And instead of ordering single, I ordered the double, and it's like, what are you doing, 12? I mean, and that's part of the discipline about your life is you have to be mindful of telling yourself no. Like last night when I got to the hotel, I'm thinking, man, I'm starving. But I had some tuna packs and some crackers and a Lunchable and like coconut water in my bag. And I was like, you know what? Instead of going and spending some money or even getting back out, because I was exhausted, I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat this. It's enough to fill me up, and I won't hate myself in the morning. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger, if you ever get a chance, they are a very good franchise. It's like the beef tastes fresher. It's almost like those old style hamburgers that we all grew up on. The meat is really that fresh. I mean, all the other burger chains, other than Burger King, all the other ones I can't think of, the burger really tastes that fresh. I mean, even if you get it in Chili's or Red Robin or something like that, I've never gotten it where the meat patty tastes that fresh other than there. Yeah. Five Guys, I tried that one time. Now I know why I took Five Guys to create that hamburger. And that's another thing too that's really prevalent in our society is we're meat eaters. So most of these big ass bellies that you see are either beer bellies or they're undigested meat products. And if you're not working out, that meat product is going to sit in your gut and rot pretty much until it's, ready to digest and get out of your system. Which, I mean, I'm not trying to be gross or anything, but, sometimes you gotta limit that beef. See, I'm a brisket eater. I'm from, barbecue is king. I love brisket. brisket, German sausage, and beans, coleslaw. That's a staple food right there. You said your husband getting fat from your cooking. Man, that's what happens. It happens. You like to eat. We like to eat as humans. But I heard one time somebody say, are you living to eat? Are you eating to live? So there's a difference. So if you're living to eat, that means that everything you do is fixated around food. So if you're eating to live, that means that you're doing what you need to do in order to survive. I heard one time too, and I'm not trying to preach about weight loss or anything like that, but don't run off just because you hear me talking about this. But I heard one time that you shouldn't eat more than like your fist. Like that should be your portion. Anything bigger than that, and you're stretching out that stomach. Also, another thing that I've stopped doing at fast food places, when I go get a combo or I go order a burger, I just get the burger. I don't get the fries. I don't get the drink. I just get the burger. And not only is that cost effective, that's, that kind of, it keeps you from overindulging. Because those fries aren't healthy, man. I try to eat salads all the time. You get burnt out on it. At least I do. I see women, they eat salads all the damn time. I'm like, damn, don't you ever get burnt out on that shit? I'm a meat and potatoes man, and I hate that. Because I love meat and potatoes, Like this morning at the hotel, there was biscuits and gravy. And I can't ever pass that up. I don't care how bad the gravy is. Any kind of texture of gravy on biscuits, you can't beat it. And that's basically like, lard. You just ingested a whole bowl of lard or something. I don't know if y'all like biscuit and gravy. Y'all prefer it with bacon bits in it, or y'all prefer it with sausage? I like mine with sausage. The bacon's not bad, but I'm not much of a bacon eater. I used to be, but I'm not much anymore. Biscuits and gravy is its own food group. It should be. It really should be. I mean, because you put that sausage in there and you get that consistency just right, and those, the best biscuit to make with that are the Pillsbury Doughboy Grand biscuits, the ones with the buttery taste. You put some of those down, you put the biscuit, and then you put the gravy and the sausage. Boy, you add on 5 pounds just for one setting. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, this is hardcore right here. This is some food porn, no doubt. Y'all like those grand biscuits from Pillsbury? Man, those things are good by themselves. Or you put jelly in them, whatever. And you can tell I'm still a little hungry because breakfast didn't really hit that hard this morning. But I ate just enough to get going, you know what I mean? Because the older you get, your blood sugar drops quicker. Especially the more active you are. I've noticed that. It's like, the more active I am, the hungrier I am throughout the day. And usually I try to keep some oatmeal or something around the office, so there's something quick and not really that unhealthy. But I'll get off the food kick. I'm gonna have to pull over and get me a burrito or something if I don't. So I've never asked you guys, I mean, does my truck sound like a smooth ride? Like you can't hear a lot of noise, can you? I mean, is it like a smooth ride? Jeff's in here. I missed his comment. Hey Jeff, good morning, buddy. Because Tundra is a really smooth ride. I have those big off-road tires on it, so you know they kind of cut a lot of the noise out. How many of you agree that biscuits and gravy should be its own food group? Oh, it sounds like an Elantra. I hope it doesn't have that whistling sound. Hope it doesn't have that whistling sound. I even thought early on in my life when I was trying to get a career choice, I thought of being a long haul trucker or like, you know, get my CDL and just drive for a living. But then I thought to myself, man, that's a lot of miles that you're putting on your body. Because people don't really know how much stress they put on their body when they're in their vehicle. It may not feel like it, but all your little twists and turns and, you know, putting on your brakes and all that, you're actually exerting your body, and over time that, you know, that causes some wear and tear on your hip, your foot, all that stuff. And everything bagel, Dunkin' Donuts. You want a Big Mac? Man, Big Macs, you can't go wrong with Big Macs. You cannot go wrong with Big Macs. They've gotten so much smaller though. Either that or my hands and my body has gotten bigger. Because as a kid, I remember a Big Mac used to be huge. I'm cruising down the street at my 6'4", jocking the business, slapping the hoe. Went to the park to kids some scoop. Knuckleheads out there called shooting some hoop. A car pulled up, who can it be? A fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G. Y'all know that song? Yep, easy. You know, the thing about McDonald's is, like, I'll eat McDonald's, I'll eat breakfast from McDonald's, but as far as the burgers and stuff, I won't touch it. Because, you know, I eat a quarter pounder or a couple quarter pounders and it hurts my stomach. And, you know, I have stomach issues for a while, so I try not to eat that. I do love the McGriddles, though, from McDonald's. See, we're back on food. I do love the McGriddles, and I love the Egg McMuffins, you know, the sausage, egg, and cheese. Y'all do know that McDonald's has oatmeal, right? So if you never want to get a sandwich, you can get you an oatmeal, and it comes with cranberries and apple slices. It's pretty damn good. It's maple oatmeal. So you can get you that if you're not in the mood for a sandwich. You can get you a thing of oatmeal and some orange juice, and it's pretty healthy, you know? Y'all hold on, my mom's calling me. If it kicks off, I'll be right back. Hello? Wow. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but good morning to you too, Mom. To you too, Mom. I mean, I do get the on-call phone, and I have to drop off the company card. And Jesus. Damn, that just took me to like when I was 15 years old again. I said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? I don't know. Have you ever had something in your life give you the guilt trip? Because if you have, you know it doesn't feel well at all. You have a great one, Jeff. Don't let them streets get you. Man, that was a... Y'all do know that today is the start of the full moon cycle, right? 3 days before, 3 days after. So if you got people kind of going off a little today, emotionally, do understand that 3 days before and 3 days after, people are going to act a little crazy. Yeah, it's all good. Like I said, I can take a lot, man. I can take a lot. And not only do I get it on the YouTube streets, I get it in my real life too. So, I mean, I don't talk about it on YouTube, but, you know, people act like YouTube is all there is a lot of time. That they're the only drama on YouTube, and it's really not. I have drama in my life all day long, from my job to my family to all kinds of stuff. I mean, my brother doesn't ever come and hang out with my mom and dad, and I try to get over there as much as possible, at least one time a week, maybe more. And that's the response I get. The first time I can't be there, I get the guilt trip. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, she's in a safe place. Not like they're going to release her right now at the moment. She's like, you're always busy. Like, okay, like, I do have a job. I do have certain things and obligations that I need to do. I mean, I can't spend all my time over there with you guys. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. I mean, I understand. I understand their point of view. I understand their point of reference. You know, I've been in the hospital by myself. Not a soul called, not a soul came to see me. But, you know, you can't expect people to drop what they had planned to go see you, especially in a lot of areas. You know, if it's not life-threatening, people aren't just going to go and drop what they're doing. I mean, I know in our culture, that's what would happen. It's like one of our family members would get sick or go into the hospital. Well, everybody would end up dropping what they were doing and going up there. And I mean, I guess that's what my mom's used to, and I know my brother doesn't do it. I know if I was here in town, I would have been up there. You know, I would have been the one. Hold on, there's the cop. I would have been the one that probably would have drove her to freaking the hospital. You know what I mean? It is pretty annoying. It's stressful, and no matter what you do, for whatever reason, they treat you like you're still a kid. And you're not a kid at all, you know? It's like, what the fuck, man? This is real talk. First time you ever really heard me talk about my life like this. But, you know, we're doing a live, so there you have it. And I bet you all the money I have in my change thing here in my truck, that I'll get up there. I'll beat my dad up there. I'll beat the doctor up there. I'll beat everybody up there, even though I'm doing all this stuff I gotta do. And I'll beat these people up there. And she won't even be discharged by the time I get there. I bet you money on that. Because that's how it goes. I bet she didn't sleep worth a damn last night. Because she wasn't in her own bed, and they probably were poking and prodding and doing all this stuff. She sounds grouchy. So I'm like, okay, I get it. But don't take it out on me, shit. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I'm not a grouchy old person. Seems like the older people get, the grouchier they get. And people say that. I hope I'm not a grouchy person. I was a grouchy person when I was younger, so I have my moments. I'm not perfect. But, you know, the older you get, you start to realize that life is what it is. You know, last night in the hotel room, I got to thinking about all this stuff. And whether we realize it or not, or whether we even talk about it, one day we're not going to be here, man. And if you are lucky enough to have a significant other that is there with you, standing by your side, or if you have parents that are still alive with a significant other that's, there by your side, you're really blessed, man. Whether you get along all the time or whether you don't, it's really a blessing, because you could be single like me, and every little thing that happens, because I am the single offspring, it's almost expected for me to pick up the slack because the other one is married. And so his responsibility should trump mine, which, I get it, but I have responsibilities too. It's not like I just sleep all damn day long, or, just try to run from responsibility. If she wasn't in the hospital and I rolled into town today, because this was the original plan, it's not like she went to the hospital and I told her, oh, you're in the hospital, I'm going to stay one night because you're in the hospital. No, that's not how it happened. The original plan is I was going to stop where I stopped, and I was going to stay the night, and I was going to roll in the morning. And that's what I'm doing. So it's not a shocker. And I'm sorry y'all have to hear me talk about this, because I'm sure you're like, we don't want to hear your drama. We got enough drama of our own, which is understandable. I'm almost to my office anyways. Jeff ran off. I'm out of here. I mean, sometimes YouTube is a place that you want to escape, where there is no drama. But it seems like there's drama everywhere. And I was thinking that this morning at the hotel. I was like, I mean, it's just human stuff, I was thinking, okay, I'm off today. She's gonna want me to go pick her up because my dad's at work. Wanted me to drive her out to the house. And I can't just leave, because she's gonna be like, well, what do you got to do? It's the weekend, you're off today. Stay around, And I'm like, I don't want to stay around all fucking day just sitting around doing nothing. I understand that you're just in the hospital, and that might sound selfish on my part, but I got shit to do. I gotta unload my truck. I gotta, I got shit to do. I got stuff already planned. I don't know. I'll shut up about it. I'll shut up about it. I am almost to my office. Hopefully there's not drama when I get in there, because I never know what I'm walking into. Honestly, I don't. And I pray to God there's not drama when I walk in there. It seems like one of the vehicles is parked behind my boss. There's my coworker right there. Just go ahead and park over here. It just burns her ass that I'm not at the office. I know it does. This is not my office. This is a building down the street, but thank you so much for hanging in there with me on this trip. Y'all have a good day, and try to make it non-stressful if you can. Till next time, I'll catch you again soon. Bye now.